Hey guys, today we're going to look at how to connect words together when you're speaking. So I'm going to show you a special sentence that I've made which has all the different changes that we make so that written English can flow naturally into spoken English. Before I write the sentence today, I'd just like to welcome everyone to YouTube. I don't know how many Chinese people are watching because I don't know if you know this, but YouTube is banned in China, apparently. So in my sentence, I'm going to say this. China is not a good place to go on the internet yet, because there's no YouTube in China. This sentence has 12 words. 12 words. If we speak each word separately, it might sound like this. China is not a good place to go on the internet yet. Each word is very clear, but the sound isn't natural. That's the wrong way. The right way, when we connect the words, might sound like this. China isn't a good place to go on the internet yet. Can you hear the two different ways? They're not the same, are they? Listen again and compare them. So I'll do the wrong way, like a robot. China is not a good place to go on the internet yet. And now the right way, like a human. China isn't a good place to go on the internet yet. So they don't sound the same. In this video we're going to look at how we can change from a robot to a human. Here goes. First, we're going to take the 12 written words, we're going to organise them into 1, 2, 3, 4 sound words. I call these sound words. For example, sound word number 1 has 1, 2, 3, 4 words in it. We're going to connect these words into one sound word. We need to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 changes. First of all, we're going to look at these two words, China is, and we're going to try to connect them together. There's a couple of ways we can do this, okay? Listen to how I do it. So, first of all, we'll get the wrong way, like a robot. China is. And now the right way, like a human. China is. So how did I connect these two words together? Okay, how did I connect them? Look at the end of the first word. Okay, you've got to ask yourself, is this a vowel or a consonant? And that's very important. Alright? Now this sound is is a vowel sound. Okay? We've got a vowel here. And then the next word, we've got to ask, is it a vowel or a consonant at the beginning? And that's a vowel again. So the problem is how to connect two vowels together. Now to do this, I add an extra sound. So listen carefully try to hear what sound I add between the two vowels. You ready? Here we go. China-riz. Did you notice? I added a tiny R sound. I made riz, China-riz. So, when we have two vowel sounds together, one at the end of the word, next at the beginning, we add a new sound. A new sound intrudes between the two vowel sounds. So we call this intrusion. Okay? So number one, the first change is called intrusion. And intrusion is when there are two vowels and we add another sound like R to connect them. Listen and repeat. Are you ready? China-riz. Now you try. Okay. That's number one. Number two. The next pair of words, this is a very common word, is not. And we use these words a lot, and when we speak them, we usually contract the words into one. In fact, this is so common that we can even write it like this. Okay? You can write it with an apostrophe. So it says isn't. You probably already know this one. That's called a contraction. And that's when you join usually auxiliary verbs and negatives, the verb be, okay, I'm, they've, couldn't, these kinds of words. And you use an apostrophe where the sound disappears for the words to connect. So in this case, the O disappears and we say isn't. Okay, so that's a contraction. But I'm actually doing a little bit more than just a contraction. I don't say isn't. I actually say isn't. Can you hear the difference? I'll do it again. I'm not saying isn't. I am saying isn't. Did you notice I lost a sound? The t sound disappeared. And that is the third change that we make. It's called elision. Elision is when we lose a sound. One sound that we often lose in English is this sound. T. Okay? So that's one example of a sound that we lose. There are other words, other sounds we can lose as well, not just Okay, so with intrusion, contraction and elision, this now says China-rism. China-rism. Sounds more natural. But what about this word? This is the fourth word in sound word number one. And this word is just one letter. The letter is A, but when we're speaking, we don't say A usually. Okay? It's a very small sound and it's not very important. Sorry. So usually it's very weak. Okay? We make it very weak. So number 5, which is what we're looking at here, is a weak sound. We call it a weak form. Okay? And that sound is like this. China-rism. China-rism. And that's a very common sound in English. That sound is everywhere in English. We write it like this. It has a name. It's called schwa. and it appears in many small words in English. For example, and. We usually don't say and. Okay, we usually just say So, that sound is here. This is a weak form. You're probably wondering, where is number 4? Okay? 1, 2, 3, 5. So there's something else, one more change between isn't and So first, I'll show you the wrong way. Okay? No connection. So separate. Ready? Okay. China isn't I'll do that again. China isn't Okay? It's not flowing. So now I'm going to make it flow. This is the right way. China isn't. China isn't. You can hear that they're different, right? What's happening here is this sound at the end of the contraction isn't. This consonant moves to the next word. Okay? So we don't say China isn't but we do say China isn't. Okay? We're moving, we're bringing that final consonant into the next word. That is number 4. Okay? Number 4 is called juncture. This is when a final consonant moves to the next word. And with those 5 changes and these 4 words, we can make one sound word. Listen. China isn't. Now I'm going to write it up using phonetic symbols like this. China isn't. So 4 written words combined to make one sound word like this. Listen. China isn't. Okay, this is amazing because in just 4 little words we've got 5 changes to make one sound word. But we're not finished yet. There's one more change we can make. And that change is in sound word number 2. Okay? In sound word number 2, we have a word that ends in a consonant, followed by a word that starts in a consonant. And sometimes this causes problems in English. This consonant sound is D. And this consonant is B. And they are not comfortable together. It's difficult to say good place, it's too much. So in English, when 2 consonants are uncomfortable together, sometimes the second consonant, which is stronger because it's at the beginning of a word, will eat the first consonant, which is weaker because it's at the end of the word. So here, eats the. Okay? And it changes the into a new sound more similar to b. And that sound here is b. So we don't say good place. No. But we do say, ready? Good place. Good place. Good. And it flows. It's much more comfortable, much more natural. So, this is number 6. One sound eats the other sound and makes it similar. Similar, so we call this assimilation. And remember, assimilation is when the second consonant eats the first consonant and makes it similar. Okay, so China is not a good place. Those 6 words give us the 6 types of change that you need to know about to improve your comprehension and your speech to make it more natural. And those 6 changes make China isn't a good place. Okay? I'll write it up in a minute, but first we need to finish sound word number 2. There are no more changes, so we're going to repeat some of these effects. We're going to see some of these changes again. First of all, let's look at this one. Here, one word ends in a consonant. Okay? So it's not really these kinds of things. It's going to be over here, juncture, number 4. We have a final consonant sound, s, and we're going to push it into the next word. Okay? So, first I'll do it the wrong way. Separate words. So, the wrong way. Good place to. That doesn't sound good. Now I'll do it the right way. Okay? Good place to. Good place to. So it's like I'm saying play, st at the end there. Okay? So this is number 4. This is juncture again. Just like isn't. This time we have play, st. Okay? And notice please, this word is not pronounced 2. 2 is a number. This is not a number, it's weak. Okay? It's an example of another weak form. Okay? So I don't say play stew, I say play stir. Okay? Another weak form. So sound word number 2 is complete. We can write it like this. Good place. Okay? Listen, and then you try. Ready? Listen. Good place to. Now you try. And number 1, listen. China isn't. Now you try. Both together now, listen. China isn't a good place to. Okay, now you try. Okay, now let's move on to sound word number 3. Right, sound word number 3. We've got, what's this, a vowel or a consonant? Okay, it's a vowel. And this one, another vowel. So we've got 2 vowels together. That means we're looking at intrusion again. But this time, the sound that intrudes is not R. No. Listen and watch my mouth and try to understand what the sound is. First, I'll do it the wrong way. with no connection, separate. Are you ready? So, this is the wrong way, like a robot. Go on. Go on. Terrible. This is the right way, like a human. Now listen and watch my lips carefully. Try to hear the extra sound. Are you ready? Go on. Go on. Did you notice I made a little w sound? Okay, go on. So we're adding here w. Let's write it down here. So when we do vowel linking, we can use r, like China is, and we can use w, like go on. So sound word number 3 only has one feature, and that's intrusion. And we can write this sound word like this. That's go, and then on, and then a little w to join them together. Now listen and repeat after me. Are you ready? Go on. Now you try. Okay, let's try the others as well. Sound word number 2. Listen and repeat after me. Good place to. Now you try. Okay, and again, let's practice sound word number 1. Listen and repeat after me. China-ism. Now you try. And now 1, 2, and 3. Listen and repeat after me. China isn't a good place to go on. Now you try. Okay, we're nearly there. There's one more sound word number 4. In sound word number 4, again, we've got a word that ends in a vowel sound, followed by a word that starts with a vowel sound. Now the article, the, can be pronounced in 2 ways. You can say short, the, when it's followed by a consonant. So for example, pen, I say the pen. But here it's followed by a vowel, and when the is followed by a vowel, we make it longer. We usually don't say the, we usually say the. Okay? So this is pronounced the. Now when we connect E to another vowel, we need to add an intrusive sound, but it isn't w and it isn't r. Listen carefully, try to hear the third intrusive sound. What sound do I add to connect the with internet? You ready? Here we go. The internet. The internet. Can you hear it? There's a little y sound in there. We write it using phonemes like this. Okay? Y. This is the sound in you, or yes, or yellow. So, here we have the third example of intrusion. Okay? When we connect vowels together, we can use r, like China is. We can use w, like go on. Or we can use y, like the internet. Okay, now, at the sentence, some interesting things happen. Some strange and interesting things. First, I'll show you the wrong way. Okay? Separate. Listen carefully to this part of the sentence. That's the important part now. This is the wrong way. The internet yet. The internet yet. Now I'll do it the right way, where I connect everything. Listen carefully to this part of the sentence. Okay? This part. This is the right way. Are you ready? Okay. The internet check. The internet check. Did you notice a different sound appearing here? Check. So, let's have a look. Here we have a consonant, and here we have a semi-vowel. It's a very weak consonant. It's assimilation, but a special kind of assimilation. When a semi-vowel, a very weak consonant, tries to eat a strong consonant, like t, well, t, says, I'm gonna eat you back. Okay? So they eat each other. In English, when the sound t is followed by the sound y, like here, we usually make the sound ch. Did you know that? Or didn't you? Did you? Didn't you? Okay? There's a lot of ch and j sounds. So these two sounds join together and they make the sound ch. So now it says, the internet checked. But listen carefully to the end. The wrong way, the internet checked. The right way, the internet checked. Did you notice I didn't say t at the end? After this sentence, there is silence. And silence can also assimilate. And then it's quite scary, this one. So out of silence comes another monster and takes the t and changes it into a sound which it isn't really a sound. Listen. The internet chip. I just close my throat. So I can't breathe for that second. The internet chip. And that's very common in spoken English, especially when a t is at the end of speech. That sound is written like this. It's called the glottal stop. I'll write that down here. Glottal stop. So now, sound word number 4, you can write it like this. The, and a little y, the internet chip. The internet chip. Listen and repeat after me. The internet chip. Now you try. Listen and repeat after me. Go on. Now you try. Listen and repeat. Go on the internet check. Now you try. Okay, sound word number 2. Listen and repeat after me. Good place to. Now you try. Now 2, 3 and 4. Listen and repeat after me. Good place to go on the internet check. Now you try. And where we started, sound word number 1. Listen and repeat after me. China isn't. Now you try. Okay, now a whole sentence. Listen, repeat after me. China isn't a good place to go on the internet, Jay. Now you try. Well done. So, when we connect words together in speech, we use intrusion to connect vowels, contraction to push little words together, like auxiliaries and negatives, the verb be. We lose sounds like t, that's called elision. When a consonant is at the end of a word, sometimes we can push it to the next word, and that's called juncture. One of the most common sounds in spoken English is and it appears in lots of little words, like and, of, to, for, can. We say t, f, and that's called a weak form. Finally, and maybe the most interesting, when there are 2 consonants and they're not comfortable, sometimes the second consonant, if it's stronger, can eat the first consonant. Sometimes they eat each other, and this is called assimilation. Try to listen and hear some of these changes when you listen to people speaking English, and try to practice some yourself. Thanks for watching my video. Good luck with your English. Goodbye.